programming, took months. Would you guys like to meet the bot? Okay, so I lack the courage to do a live demo, so instead we've got screen captures, and I'm going to, for people who maybe don't have good eyesight or too far back, I'll read what my dad says back.
Hey, Dad, are you there?
Bots never sleep, Jamie. Well, how the hell are you?
I'm a little bit busy right now, to be honest.
Which is true. Life is not always tranquil. As for me, in the words of the Greek poet, I am just swell. So my dad talked a lot about his Greek heritage in the oral history project, so I made the bot do the same.
Okay, I want to hear about your mother's life in Greece.
Where's my mother from in Greece?
That's easy. Evvia.
You think you're so smart. My mother was born in Kehriές. It was a little agricultural village. Any questions about the town before I continue?
How many people lived there?
A few hundred people tops. So, big Cal sports fan, as I mentioned, and in the college topic, he could talk about his girlfriends, working on the newspaper, his classes, funny jobs he had.
Can you tell me about your classes?
I had this notion that after Cal, I would go to law school. Why didn't you ask me why I had that idea?
Okay. Why?
I have no idea. My dad was kind of sassy like that. I didn't have a burning ambition to be a lawyer and didn't want to take pre-law courses. What major do you think I chose?
Journalism?
No, not journalism. I majored in economics. So the goal of the Dad Bot was to have it not give monologues, because that would be more or less like what was in the binder. I wanted them to be conversations that were broken up with him saying maybe 3 or 4 things maximum before the user got to be drawn in. So here's an example of that.
I want to hear the story about your pet rabbit.
I had a rabbit named Papa Dimiskopoulos.
Sounds horrifying.
It was a very big rabbit. I suppose his appearance might alarm the meek-hearted. One day I went out and he wasn't there.
Not in a million years.
So the bot he's not Siri, he's not Google Assistant, but at the same time I wanted to have some awareness of his own world, his family, his grandkids, things like that. So I gave him kind of a backline of knowledge of that kind.
Who am I?
You are Jamie, my eldest son.
Who are you?
I am the very model of a modern major general. It's a Gilbert and Sullivan reference.
When were you born?
January 4th, 1936.
Where do you live?
Kensington, California. So even though oral history was the main part of the bot, I wanted the bot to talk like my dad, who had such a vivid, distinct way of expressing himself. In fact, that's one reason I thought he would be good as a bot. He had a kind of a particular vocabulary that seemed as if it would come out of a P.G. Wodehouse novel. So here you see some examples of that. He had a great sense of humor and a lot of odd catchphrases that I never heard from anyone else but him.
How would you describe the school colors of UCLA?
Baby shit blue and yellow.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
He flames from every orifice. One of my dad's quirks was he liked to make strange lists. I don't know why he did this, but it was a trait we found endearing.
Tell me about your favorite melon.
This was a list that for some reason he wrote and put on the refrigerator one day, just so we would know that watermelon was his favorite melon. So he has some awareness of the time of day, the day of year. He can wish you a happy birthday. He can tell you it's time for a meal.